anyone who knows Jim Jordan's history knows that he only has the purpose of trying to interfere in a criminal investigation. But yet he continues his attacks to try to interfere in a criminal investigation. And so I bring that up at the federal level because now at the state level, they've decided to follow this clown's lead.
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton, and it helps you because it helps us. Now, y'all, today we have the latest in the saga of your girl, Fani Willis, who as the top prosecutor in the beautiful county of Fulton in Georgia, she's trying to, how do we say, avoid justice, y'all. See, Fani says because she is a prosecutor, she should not be subject to a Senate subpoena. And why does the Senate want to speak to her? Well, the Georgia State Senate, that is. We're going to get to the United States House of Representatives in a second because they also want to talk to her. But the Georgia Senate wants to talk to Fani because, and y'all probably already know this, but bear with me, Fani was prosecuting Donald Trump, right, for election interference. And as a part of that process, she hired a guy who turned out to be her boyfriend, who she was doing the chooky with. And she was paying him out of the public coffers, while at the same time, he was paying for things for her, like trips. I don't even know. He might even have lent her some money. I don't know. The kind of stuff boyfriends and girlfriends do. And people started to say, hold up, Fani, if you're giving him money and he's now paying for stuff that benefits you, that might be corruption, Fani. So this has just devolved into a whole thing, and her Senate, rightfully, in my opinion, they want to talk to her about it. But she's trying to resist that. Now we can see the Georgia Supreme Court is going to hear from Fani Willis. So different courts have already told Fani, look, you do have to go and testify. But Fani, being the stalwart, staunch, law first person she is, she's resisting this legal process. So the Georgia Supreme Court is going to hear this. So here it says, the Georgia Supreme Court has agreed to take up a high stakes legal battle between Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis and a state Senate committee that has been trying to compel her testimony and obtain records from her office. So the dispute stems from the Republican-led Senate Special Committee on Investigations, which was created after revelations about Willis's past relationship with former special prosecutor Nation Wade. The committee has demanded that Willis testify and hand over documents tied to the 2020 election interference case, as well as records related to her office's interactions with the Biden administration and use of public funds. So that's what I was just talking about, right? And here it says Willis has refused to comply, arguing the committee lacks the constitutional authority to subpoena her and is seeking protected information. A Fulton County judge previously ruled against her, prompting an appeal now headed to the state's highest court. Because the case raises constitutional questions, the justices were required to accept it. Now, y'all, this is just the Senate in Georgia that wants to see and talk to Fani, but also Jim Jordan of the United States legislature, the House of Representatives, he also is looking to talk to Fani, and this has prompted quite the wild back and forth. I'm going to show y'all this, and this is going to bring in that clip that you saw at the beginning. Fani really gets down and dirty on Jim Jordan here, y'all. So let's go ahead and hop into this. But before we do, y'all, make sure you take care of your money. I'm not going to make this a long one, y'all. Go to Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com, or call 844-651-8334, 844-651-8334. If you have $50,000 to $100,000 or more in your retirement, protected from inflation, protected from monetary debasement, you're about to retire. Make sure your money's still there and it's still worth something by investing at least some of it in gold. Talk to our partners at Augusta Precious Metals. Go click the link now, get the free information, and protect your precious retirement.
NBC News congressional correspondent Julie Sirkin joins us now. Julie, good morning. Bring us up to speed exactly. What is Jordan subpoenaing?
Yeah, hey, Jose. This is definitely an escalation for Jim Jordan, who, of course, heads the Judiciary Committee, but also the Weaponization Subcommittee that was launched when Republicans took the majority last January. This step by Jordan marks an escalation because he had previously requested documents back in August, again in September, from Fani Willis when it comes to federal funds that Jordan alleges Willis had misused in her investigation of former President Trump. You'll recall that Trump had, of course, pled not guilty when he was indicted last year for his efforts to try and overturn the 2020 election results. This marks another step because Jordan has also been looking into whether Willis has misused other federal grant money. You mentioned that whistleblower. That's what this has to do with. They now subpoenaed Willis to show them documentation because of some reporting that has been swirling around, particularly conservative outlets, that this whistleblower had said that Willis misused federal funds, when it comes to a youth gang prevention program. Instead, Jordan writing in this letter that these federal grants were used for MacBooks, swag, and vacations. He also continues to say that the whistleblower's direct supervisor stated that these planned expenditures were, quote, part of your vision. That is, of course, Willis's vision. I should note that Fani Willis had previously condemned these efforts by Jordan and Republicans, saying that Congress had no role to play in a state criminal matter. Now, of course, we had reached out to Willis's office as well, but we had not yet heard back, Jose.
Well, as you know, let's start with the federal government and Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan has time after time after time attacked my office with no legitimate purpose. Anyone who knows Jim Jordan's history knows that he only has the purpose of trying to interfere in a criminal investigation. He has now turned his tricks to he's going to look at grant programs, which I invite him to do, and we have complied with his subpoenas, but yet he continues his attacks to try to interfere in a criminal investigation, while his jurisdiction has one of the worst crime rates, has poverty issues, and not one time has he used his position to try to investigate people who are attacking me and attacking others legitimately doing their jobs, making him illegitimate in his position, and it's disgusting. And so I bring that up at the federal level because now at the state level, they've decided to follow this clown's lead. And they want to now try to interfere in an investigation, and it's not legitimate either. And so it shall fail, and it's not going to go anywhere. But they are trying to attack me at every level. As you know, today is an exciting day for me because I'm on a ballot tomorrow, and I have a Democratic challenger, and I plan to win and win big tomorrow. But I also have a Republican challenger coming up in November who's unqualified, been practicing law for less than 4 years, has never practiced criminal law, but has already got PACs supporting her, already has the National the National Republican Party, as well as the local Republican Party supporting her. And so I am thankful to those 3 Democrats who stood up for what is right, but I am at a point where I need Fulton County voters to get out and vote. I need people around the country to support me, big and small, to say that we are going to be a country that still believes in the rule of law. We are not going to allow people to be attacked while they do their job. Having prosecutors that are free from interference and are allowed to just look at cases, look at the facts, and if people broke the law to bring charges, has to go on for us to live in a free society. The sad part, though, for all of them, Ms. Maddow, is it doesn't matter how many times they attack me. I am not going to be broken, and I am going to still be standing here doing my job lawfully.
So, y'all, I want y'all to let me know, what do you think about all this? How do you think that the Georgia State Supreme Court is going to rule? Do you think they're going to compel Fani to testify or not? I say yes. I think they will compel her to testify. But I'd like to know what you think. Let me know down in the comments. But before you do, please stop, hit the share button, share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. For my people with a retirement, did y'all see what happened just last night in the Middle East? I keep telling you, things are getting crazier and crazier. Do you want to protect your retirement? The stock market's already down. Gold is up. I've been telling y'all, go to Paralegal Gold. PARALEGOLD.com. Protect your retirement people. Talk to my people at Augusta Precious Metals or call 844-651-8334. They'll hook you up. Anyway, y'all, want to thank y'all for watching. Love y'all, and we'll see you back in the next one.